On the 11th and 12th of December 2012, thousands of Nigerians made a decision to be part of a new movement and a new consciousness that is targeted at transforming our society and in the process transforming our nation. History was made as Nicholas Okoye, President and CEO of the Annabelle Leadership Academy, convened the first ever Nigeria Leadership Summit, which brought together some of Nigeria's greatest thinkers and innovators from all walks of life to discuss and provide sustainable solutions to the leadership crisis in Nigeria.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. For the fact that you're all here today, whether you're here as a speaker, or whether you're here as a panelist, or whether you're here as a delegate, I wish to congratulate you for taking the first step into the new Nigeria, into a new direction, and into a new leadership for Nigeria. So please give yourselves a round of applause. It does start with one step. The Nigeria Leadership Summit is our own contribution to a nation that is in desperate need of direction.
The roll call of great thinkers and speakers at the successful Nigeria Leadership Summit included Leo Stan Eke, the chairman of the Zynex Technologies.
In 21st century, don't support a leader who is not digitally driven, because this is a century of digital emancipation, isn't it?
This morning we're here to talk about leadership. But before we talk about leadership, maybe we should pay some attention to the docility of followership. In Pidgin English they say, if mugu no fall, guy man no go chop. So sometimes it's nice to blame the leaders, but if the followers are mugu, then you'll be taken advantage of.
There is no shortage of houseboys and cooks and drivers. There's shortages of scientists, shortages of engineers. Our educational system, built prior to 1960, is producing doctors and lawyers when we need engineers and scientists and folks who can build and develop. That's what we need. If I gave you oil beneath the ground and you tapped it and you made $1 billion, does that give you supreme intelligence? Does that give you the right to sit down and make economic policies for me? Did you develop anything? Did you have incredible talent to create wealth? You gave me $1 billion for oil beneath the ground. I too can be very intelligent. Anybody can be intelligent. We must learn to become producers.
The first thing about leadership is knowledge. I've never seen people follow a blind person, because the likelihood is all of you will end up in a ditch. Knowledge is knowing that you don't know. One of the biggest problems in Nigeria is that we refuse to accept that we do not know.
We talk. What is the way forward? We know where our money is. Somebody wants to defend government. Budget today, 1 billion naira budget today. Only 10,000 will be used for that program. What are we talking about?
We have to be courageous. Courage is what is required of all leaders. We don't want a revolution in this country, because a violent revolution will kill the innocent with the guilty. We prefer intellectual revolution as we are having today.
The first thing I did as a NEC was to set up a code of conduct. No gifts. You don't take gifts at all. You need to show prudence. I counseled first class. Probably I'm the only public officer who flies business class abroad and economy local.
Perhaps Nigeria is the only country on earth where excellence or merit is not the core determinant of advancement or leadership.
One man, one vote, one woman, one vote, one governor, one vote. Free and fair election you will get.
You, some of you, and some of your friends are spending $10 to $12 billion in educating their children abroad. We spend $3 to $4 billion in importing wheat, white wheat, not brown wheat. We spend $700 million a year in importing sugar, and then generators. We're spending $12 billion every year on generators. Another $13 billion a year in maintaining generators.
The young people dominated, and our very young ones were the highlights of the summit, with their heartfelt appeal to the present generation of Nigerian leaders not to kill their dreams or undermine their development.
This is what I was born to do. I was born to lead. I do not want to get married to the president or the governor. I want to be the president.
Fellow Nigerians, in spite of the darkness that looms over our dear motherland, I am not afraid because I have a dream, and I prophesy that Nigeria shall rise and shine.
I dream of a nation that puts away this generation of treasury looters and dream killers for selfless leaders.
You don't need to give up. Call your legislators, Google their names, get their details, get back to your constituency, write to them, petition them.
You will see evidence of leadership in Nigeria's banking system today that reflects quite a number of the qualities of leadership that have been discussed here. The governor of the central bank looked at the situation, courageously decided to take the bull by the horns, provided leadership that has made our financial system fairly stable today.
It's a no-brainer to say, if I want to lend you ₦1 million, you need to give me a house as security. Of course, what it means is that if you do not have ₦1 million, I will not lend you ₦1 million. Okay, and now how does that empower people? How does that speak to what the CBN Deputy Governor has talked about, impacting the real economy?
This leadership summit, in my own humble estimation, is as important as the appropriation bill.
Everybody will try to knock you down. Nobody will believe in your dream as much as you, or as much as you have.
Leadership is setting the pace, and for me it is self-belief. For me, you have to obviously see yourself as a leader first of all before anybody sees you as that.
As young people, we keep asking, the government should do this, the government should do that, but you should ask, what can you do for your country as in Nigeria? Nigeria is the only country we have. Now, there are certain characteristics that every leader must have, and I think there's a leader in all of us. God has given each and every one of us a talent. You need to find that talent.
Anytime anybody sees me driving an expensive car, they go, I want to buy that kind of car. 1997, 1998, ask him where I was staying. Babbage. I was coming from there to NTA to work. And there were some people who just come in after 1 month or 2 years after school without doing anything for self-development, holding that certificate that I also had.
As the events proceeded, the CEO and founder of the Annabelle Group and the convener of the Nigeria Leadership Summit, Nicholas Okoye, unveiled the Nigeria Manifesto, a program which has grown to become the de facto radio program for leadership in Nigeria, providing focus on solutions for progressive, innovative, and dynamic leadership at all levels in Nigeria. The Nigeria Leadership Summit is leading the way for a new generation of Nigerian leaders, and over 7,000 and counting are now members of the Annabelle Leadership Academy as they charge the movement forward. Nicholas Okoye administered the oath for the Annabelle Leadership Club for boys and girls, for the bright young students from participating secondary schools, encouraging them to start the new leadership for Nigeria from school age. As they transform themselves, they will transform our nation.
But a strong commitment and call to act positively on issues affecting all Nigerians daily. I hereby pledge to offer my country the highest acts of service through leadership.
Leadership is for everyone was the lesson that came out of the summit. So efforts to get as many Nigerians as possible trained and coached in the skills required for leadership is the next big thing for the Annabelle Leadership Academy. On December 11th and 12th, 2012, thousands of Nigerians made a choice that they would be part of a new Nigeria. They joined hands with the Annabelle Leadership Academy through the Nigeria Leadership Summit to take our nation Nigeria down a new path that will usher in a new nation that provides jobs for its citizens and creates equal access to opportunities. The battle to save Nigeria has started. The second edition of the Nigeria Leadership Summit will hold on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of November 2013 at the Lagos Oriental Hotel. The summit will feature once again Nigeria's greatest thinkers and innovators, providing keynote addresses and high-powered panel discussion on the 14th and 15th under the distinguished chairmanship of Chief Emeka Anyaoku, the former Secretary General of the Commonwealth. An international jobs and careers fair will hold during the daytime on the 16th of November, giving young people an opportunity to get real jobs on the spot and to participate in job interviews offered by Nigeria's major corporate entities. The maiden edition of the Annabelle Music Festival, under the dynamic chairmanship of Ben Bruce, the chairman of the Silverberg Group, will hold on the evening of the 16th of November. The Annabelle Music Festival will celebrate Nigeria's rise in the arts and entertainment industry and will hold at the same venue. Attendance to the music festival is free for all members of the Annabelle Leadership Academy. Join the movement and support the transformation of Nigeria. To find out how you can help, sponsor, or participate, email us at info@annabelleleadershipacademy.com or call us on 01-277-1388.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.